very warm welcome to everyone present here. I'm Zainab Nasir, journalist at Fairgaze Media. Fairgaze is an engagement ecosystem for the school community. Today, we are very delighted to have Ms. Neha Singh, director of St. Kabir and Siddharth International School. The school is a renowned group involved in the field of education. Ms. Neha Singh is of the view that apart from the curriculum, equal time and effort should be devoted in instilling the interest of sports, cultural activities, dramatics, so that the students can develop a holistic approach and a balanced, well-rounded personality. So, ma'am, I wanted to ask, as a director, what is the current role in the development of and implementation of the curriculum in the school?
First of all, very good morning, Zainab. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as my role in the institution is concerned, I'm mostly involved in policy making for the curriculum, how we're going to progress on a day-to-day basis, and then on to making an yearly plan. We believe in something called local is global. A local, something you do at a regional level can go on to build something really beautiful at a global level. And while everybody is talking about going global, we're also talking about going global with everything that we do in our school curriculum. So having said that, we also try to bring in different elements from different parts of the world, different thought processes, and also enrich what we teach in our classes apart from the academics to make it a truly global experience for children. Yes.
That's a very well point put there. My follow-up question would be, how important do you think is a holistic learning approach, and how can it be inculcated in the students? Because of the COVID situation and all of that, how difficult was it, the transition from in-person communication to the online teaching medium?
See, at St. Kabir's and Siddharth International, what we've done in the past 2, 3, 4 years is we've gone beyond the traditional understanding of having a holistic approach to education and delivery mechanisms. We have tried to introduce something called peace education. We try to work around conflict management, and we've had trainings for teachers, for senior students, and then we were in process of training the entire school, the junior students included, when we went into a lockdown. So we're trying to keep up with that. We're trying to inculcate all of that into the daily delivery mechanisms. We're trying to keep connected with the teachers on that aspect as well. Because we realized that all of that training that had been done for certain teachers and senior students, it came in really handy because it helped build resilience for them. So that was one part. We were already, sort of prepared for what was to come, not knowing that it was coming. But some parts of the peace training, some parts of the conflict management training, they came in very handy when teachers and students had to adapt to the online delivery mechanisms for teaching and learning. So that has really helped, yes. In terms of challenges, they have been usual as they have been for any other school or any other organization for that matter. Apart from infrastructural issues to the availability of networks and stable networks and devices, it was more of a mindset change for teachers. And since they were already doing something this intensive, it didn't take a lot of time for them to adapt and get trained into. Overall, the entire team has taken to it beautifully, and I would attribute that to the trainings that we had done in the past.
Right. I would congratulate you for that, actually. So leading to my next question, actually, which is kind of a follow-up question as well. What is the ideal school environment according to you? And, how do you encourage that kind of a culture? Because you mentioned, you had these trainings and peacekeeping. So what is the kind of approach that you have towards all of this?
So my understanding of an ideal school would be an organization where everybody is peace positive, where everybody is thinking and actively doing things about including everybody from all kinds of sections. So inclusion is one of the major mainstay. We want everybody to be welcomed there, everyone to find a space and place for themselves. I think children build resilience is another thing that is very high on my list. We're able to gather academic know-how, even using our internets and the Googles. The information is really just a click away. But it is these life skills that children need to really adapt to, because adaptability, resilience, being able to bounce back, being prepared those are the call of the day now. Prepared as a person and having those traits into your personality and those things being a part of your everyday curriculum is very important. So those are the certain values that I personally focus on when we're designing any school curriculum. Those are the values that we like to talk about when we're having interactions with the teachers, and we also try to find ways as to how to include little bit of this and that in our daily classrooms, apart from everything of course that goes on, the regular things.
We don't really talk about resilience and real life training at all. So it's a really great move from your end and your school. So with this, we've actually come to an end of this interview, and it was really lovely talking to you and getting your insight on how you're taking things forward with your school. I would like to really extend my gratitude on the behalf of my team as well for sharing your thoughts and giving us this opportunity to speak to you today.